A tense maritime incident in the South China Sea has sparked international concern and a diplomatic showdown. The collision between Chinese ships and a Philippine vessel has led to a complex web of reactions and responses, with the U.S. now deploying warships to the disputed waters. The collision and its aftermath. On August 14, 2025, a Chinese Navy destroyer and a Coast Guard ship collided while attempting to intercept a Philippine Coast Guard ship, the BRP Sulawan. This incident, which occurred just 10.5 nautical miles from Scarborough Shoal, has raised questions about maritime safety and the ongoing tensions in the region. Video footage shared by the Philippine Coast Guard shows the Chinese Coast Guard vessel tailing the Filipino patrol boat and using its water cannon before a Chinese warship cuts in front of it. The Chinese Coast Guard vessel sustained damage, and the incident has sparked calls for China to adhere to international rules governing peaceful maritime relations. U.S. deployment and freedom of navigation. In response to the collision, the U.S. deployed two warships, the USS Higgins and USS Cincinnati, to the Scarborough Shoal area. This deployment is part of the U.S. Navy's ongoing freedom of navigation operations in the South China Sea, challenging China's restrictions and its demand for entry notifications in the disputed waters. The U.S. has a long-standing defense partnership with the Philippines, its oldest treaty ally in Asia. Washington has made it clear that it is obligated to defend the Philippines if its forces come under attack, including in the South China Sea. International reactions and the need for de-escalation. Japan, Australia, and New Zealand have expressed alarm over the dangerous maneuvers that led to the collision. They have called for a de-escalation of tensions and respect for international law. The Philippine Coast Guard Commodore J. Terriella stated that the incident was a learning experience for China, emphasizing the need to adhere to collision regulations to prevent such incidents in the future. A complex web of claims and tensions. The South China Sea dispute involves not just China and the Philippines, but also Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, all of whom lay overlapping claims to the contested waters. This complex web of claims and tensions has led to increasingly tense confrontations in recent years, with the Scarborough Shoal being a particular flashpoint. The way forward, deterrence and diplomacy. The U.S. is discussing the potential deployment of more missile launchers to the Philippines to strengthen deterrence against tensions in the South China Sea and other security hotspots in Asia. However, this move could further anger China, which has had close encounters with U.S. warships and aircraft during similar patrols in international waters and airspace. As the situation unfolds, the international community watches with bated breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution to this complex and potentially explosive dispute. And this is where it gets even more intriguing. What do you think? Should the U.S. continue its freedom of navigation operations? And how might this impact the delicate balance of power in the region? Share your thoughts in the comments below.